Stop buying baby stuff from stores. Seriously. Everything you're spending money on, the little hats, the booties, the tiny blankets that cost way too much, you can make all of it at home and it'll look 10 times better. And if you've never crocheted a single thing in your life, that's actually fine because some of what I'm about to show you is so beginner-friendly it almost feels like cheating. I'm going to walk you through some of the most adorable baby crochet ideas you can make right now, from things that take less than an hour to projects you'll want to frame and keep forever. Whether you're making something for a baby shower, for your own little one, or just because you want to do something with your hands that actually results in something real, this one's for you. Let's start with something almost every crocheter makes first when they find out someone they love is having a baby beanie. Now, I know what you're thinking. A hat? Really? That's your big opener? But hear me out, because baby beanies are one of those things where the gap between a store-bought version and a handmade one is enormous. When you make one yourself, you can control the size, the color, the texture, the softness of the yarn, everything. And a well-made baby beanie in a soft cotton yarn with a little flower or a tiny bow stitched on top looks like something that costs $30 at a boutique shop, but you made it for maybe $2 in yarn. For a newborn beanie, you're usually working with a head circumference of around 13 to 14 inches. The yarn you want for anything going near a baby's skin is a soft cotton blend, or something labeled as baby yarn. You're looking for words like super soft, hypoallergenic, or specifically designed for sensitive skin. Brands like Lion Brand Pound of Love or Paintbox Simply DK are popular for this. You want to avoid anything scratchy or rough because babies have really sensitive skin, and you don't want all your hard work to end up unworn because it irritated them. The basic beanie construction is simple. You start with a magic ring, work your way out in rounds, increasing stitches until you hit the right diameter for the top of the head, then you work straight down without increasing until the hat is long enough. That's it. No complex shaping, no weird techniques, just rounds. If you know how to single crochet or half double crochet, you can make a beanie. The half double crochet stitch gives you a slightly thicker, stretchier fabric, which is great for hats because it hugs the head nicely. Now, here's where you can get really creative. Once you've got the basic hat down, you can add things on top. A little ear flap hat turns into the most photographed baby item in any family album. You just add 2 small flap extensions on either side of the hat and attach some braided yarn ties. Instant adorableness. Or you crochet a tiny flower in a contrasting color and sew it onto the side. Or you do a simple ribbed brim by working in the back loops only for the first few rows, which gives it that classic rolled brim look. Okay, from hats, let's talk about booties, because crocheted baby booties might be the single most universally gifted handmade baby item in existence, and for good reason. They photograph beautifully, they're practical, they're small enough that they don't take forever to make, and people genuinely lose their minds over tiny shoes. There's something about miniature footwear that makes adults completely irrational. The most classic style is the Mary Jane bootie. It looks like a little shoe with a strap across the top. You work the sole first as an oval shape, then you build up the sides of the shoe, and then add a simple strap with a small button closure. The button is decorative since babies aren't fastening their own shoes, but it adds so much to the look. A little wooden button or a pearlescent white button on a cream-colored bootie, that's a gift people will keep in a memory box long after the baby has outgrown it. Another really popular style is the sneaker bootie, made to look like a tiny running shoe. These use 2 colors, usually a white base with a colored sole and tongue, and they look almost exactly like Nikes or Adidas. They're a bit more involved, but not difficult, just more color changes and a few extra steps. These are massive hits at baby showers, especially if you match the colors to a sports team or the nursery theme. One thing to keep in mind with booties, newborn feet grow incredibly fast, like alarming speed. A lot of crocheters make them in the 0 to 3 month size and also in the 3 to 6 month size at the same time, so the baby actually has time to wear them. Nothing more heartbreaking than making perfect tiny shoes only for the baby to grow out of them in 2 weeks. Now let's talk about something bigger, the baby blanket. This is the centerpiece of homemade crochet baby. It's often what people display in the nursery, what gets passed down, what becomes the blanket that the child drags everywhere for years. No pressure, but this one matters. The classic beginner baby blanket is made using a simple stitch pattern repeated across rows. The granny square blanket is iconic. You make individual squares, each one its own little project, and then you join them all together into a big patchwork blanket. This method is great because you can work on it in small chunks. Waiting for an appointment? Crochet a square. Watching TV at night? Crochet a square. Before you know it, you have 30 squares and you're halfway done. Granny squares are also a great way to use up yarn scraps. You can make each square a different color combination and end up with a beautiful, chaotic, colorful blanket that has this handmade character you just can't buy. Or you can be more intentional and do the whole blanket in 2 or 3 coordinating colors for a cleaner look. If granny squares feel too involved, the moss stitch blanket is one of the simplest and most beautiful options. It alternates chain stitches and single crochets to create a dense, textured fabric that looks really impressive but is dead simple once you get the rhythm going. You chain your starting number, and then you just go back and forth. It's meditative, it's satisfying, and the finished blanket has this lovely texture that feels really good in the hands. For blanket sizing, you're typically aiming for about 30 by 35 inches for a baby blanket. Big enough to be useful, small enough to actually finish. If you want a lap blanket or a stroller blanket, you can go a bit smaller, around 24 by 30. Yarn choice for blankets is important. You want something soft, washable, and durable because this thing is going to be washed constantly. Look for yarns that say machine washable on the label. Acrylic blends are actually really practical here. Not the scratchy kind, but the premium soft acrylics that feel like cotton. Lion brand Pound of Love, Caron Simply Soft, Bernat baby blanket yarn, these are workhorses that hold up well and come in beautiful colors. Let me talk about something a little different now, baby amigurumi. These are crocheted stuffed animals, and they are some of the most charming things you'll ever make. The word comes from Japanese, and it basically means a small stuffed toy made from yarn. You've definitely seen them, little crocheted bears, bunnies, elephants, tiny avocados with faces, whatever you can imagine. They're worked in the round continuously, usually with a tight single crochet stitch so there are no gaps for stuffing to come through. For babies, a soft crocheted bunny is a classic first amigurumi project. It has a simple round body, a round head, 2 long floppy ears, and tiny little limbs. You stuff it with polyester fiber fill as you go. The face is done with safety eyes if it's for an older baby or toddler, but for very young infants, you should embroider the face instead. Just a few stitches in dark yarn for the eyes and nose, since safety eyes can come loose and become a choking hazard for babies under 1 year old. The beauty of amigurumi is that you can personalize them completely. You can make a bunny in the nursery colors with a little matching bow, and it becomes this cohesive piece of the room's decor. Or you make a little elephant in gray and pink for a girl's room, or a lion in gold and yellow for a gender-neutral nursery. Parents love these because there's literally nothing else like it in the world. It's a completely unique toy made just for their baby.
Moving on to something equally practical and beautiful, the baby cocoon. If you've never seen one, a baby cocoon is essentially a soft little pod that you wrap a newborn in for photos. It looks like a tiny sleeping bag with no bottom, open at the top so you can slide the baby in and they're all snuggled up in this beautiful handmade wrap. Every newborn photographer in existence uses these. You see them all over Instagram and Pinterest. They usually take only a few hours to make and use a thick, chunky yarn so they work up fast. The construction is simple. You start with a magic ring, increase out to the width you need for the baby's shoulders, then work straight down without any increases or decreases for about a foot or so to form the body of the cocoon. That's genuinely it. You bind off and weave in your ends. You can add a little bow or a flower at the top, or crochet a matching beanie to go with it. These are incredible gifts for baby showers because photographers charge a lot for these kinds of props, and a handmade one in a custom color is something really special. Plus, since they're only used for photos in the first few weeks, they don't need to be washed 50 times. They stay beautiful for a long time. Now, here's one that a lot of people overlook. Crocheted nursery decor. Not clothing, not toys, actual room decorations. And this is honestly a huge untapped area for anyone who crochets. A hanging crocheted mobile is one of those pieces that stops people in their tracks when they walk into a nursery. You can crochet small stars, moons, clouds, or little animals and hang them from a wooden dowel with varying lengths of yarn. Done in neutral tones like white, cream, and pale gray, a mobile like this looks like something from a high-end baby boutique. It's completely custom, totally safe, no small parts, no hard pieces, and it adds this soft, handmade warmth to the room that you genuinely cannot buy anywhere. Crocheted wall hangings are another one. You can do a simple woven-style piece where you work long rows of different stitches and textures and hang it on a wooden branch or a dowel. Or you can crochet letters to spell out the baby's name and hang them on the wall. These are easy to make, inexpensive, and they're the kind of thing parents genuinely treasure. A crocheted basket for storing diapers, wipes, or toys is also a really useful piece of nursery decor. Worked in a thick cotton rope yarn in rounds, these are sturdy, good-looking, and practical. You can make a whole set, a big one for toys, a medium one for blankets, a small one for the changing table. These sell really well on Etsy too, if you're thinking about that direction. Let me also mention crocheted car seat canopies, because these are something parents actively look for and they're surprisingly simple to make. It's essentially a large, wide blanket with a small loop that hooks over the car seat handle. It hangs down and covers the car seat like a tent, blocking light and wind when you're out. Made in a breathable cotton, it's practical for all weather. You can add a window, literally just a small cutout section worked in mesh stitch, so you can peek in at the baby without lifting the whole thing. These are popular because they tend to come in very limited colors and styles in stores, and making your own means you can match it to the diaper bag, the stroller, the nursery. Everything coordinated. Parents love that. There's a real difference between something made by a machine and something made by hand by someone who cared enough to sit down and make it. People feel that. Babies don't know yet, but their parents do. If you're just starting out, pick one thing, the beanie or the bootie, and just make that. You don't need to be perfect, you need to start. The rest comes with each project. Now go watch the next video, because I've got even more crochet ideas waiting for you.